So this is the secret of the sperm. You aren't going to find it under the microscope. They aren't going to see it go through. It's all imagination. This whole vast world that seems so real and solid and independent of our perception of it is all within our imagination. And so you single out the state you want to activate. You go in under that state and know it as yourself, and it becomes alive. Then you return to whatever you're doing in the world of Caesar, and that egg has been fertilized. And in a way that you do not know consciously, it will simply develop, break the shell, and come forward as a fact in our life. You try it today with a friend in need, someone who hasn't a job or needs more income because of obligations. Try it. And you need not tell him that you've done it. Leave him alone and have the satisfaction of seeing your friend with a nice job and making more money. Do it with everything in this world, because you have the power and the right. The power is your imagination. Paul describes Jesus Christ as the power of God and the wisdom of God. Well, this is power. This is creative power. Because here is a man who has all the power in the world. He could say no from now until the war is over. So when it happened to me, in 9 days, I wrote a friend of mine who was my age, who was just as eligible, and I wrote him and I told him what I had done. He never answered my letter. He's a Freudian. By Freudian, I mean he studied with Freud. He was steeped in the so-called facts of life, all based upon sex. He knew nothing of this higher level. So I told him what I had done. He got out when the other millions got out after the war. Because he used to come to my meetings in New York City. And he said, you know, Neville, I like listening to your talks. But you know what I do? I hold the seat and put my feet right down into the carpet to keep my sense of the reality and the profundity of things. You take me out of this reality. You mustn't do that. So he lacks the reality. He was in the army. He wanted to get out and couldn't. And I'm unreal. And I got out. So I'm sharing with you the real reality. If Freud only knew of these intensities of creation on higher levels, compared to this level here, well, you can't, these incredible intensities on the highest level, when you're creating, and you create all within yourself. You're not a divided image, but to create is all within yourself. And compared to this level is like simply, well, 2 out-of-season slugs. That's this level. But on the higher level, it's all intense, fantastic creations. And there you see the vortices that bind man on his body. There you see unnumbered, you could never count the unnumbered vortices that cram creation. And there they are gathering intensity, or rather density, to make what they're gathering apparent in this world. They're already apparent on the higher levels, but to make them apparent here, they gather density. So here, in a very simple way, imagining creates reality. In the most minute form, there isn't a thing in this world that is now real to us that was not once only imagined. So today, start controlling your imagination. And do not entertain even the idle thought, because no one sees it. Read the 8th chapter of the book of Ezekiel. They thought no one saw it too. And he said, Son of man, do you see what the elders of the house of Israel are doing? Everyone in his own chamber of imagery. And they say no one sees us. The Lord has turned from us. There's no Lord on the outside looking. You know what you're doing. That's the Lord seeing. He knows exactly what you're doing because you and he are one. God became man, that man may become God. So the house of Israel said, let us go into our chamber of darkness with all these abominations and create, because the Lord doesn't see us. He has forsaken us. They forgot the Lord.